Welcome back to Artist Spotlight, everybody. How y'all doing? Good. I'm welcoming Lamont Ferrell.
Absolutely.
Scriptwriter. How you doing, man?
I'm great. How y'all doing? Y'all seem a little dead today. Y'all all right? You got something coming out this Saturday?
Let's start it off, man. So when did you first decide to become involved in television? You know, like was writing your first choice in the industry? How did it all get started?
Man, I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I started, I think, getting into TV at a young age. I mean, not realizing it. I grew up watching all the old good times, Jefferson, you know, the Cosby Show, and for me, that was my training ground, not realizing it as a youngster. And my younger brother and I, Jamar, we would create our own little TV shows at like 10, 11, 12 years old, and we would write it out, and then we didn't have a camera, so we would put it in a tape recorder, and we would record it, and then listen to it, make our own commercials and everything. And then that was kind of my foreground. That's when I realized I really, like that medium. I like television. And I played basketball, 6'4", I had a basketball scholarship at Temple University where I majored in journalism. And when I got there, I really learned how to write creatively. Took a lot of creative writing classes, and then it was either staying in Philly or going to New York or LA, which are bigger markets, and that's what I did. I moved to Los Angeles and tried to break into the business. It was a struggle.
Yeah.
I waited tables at Red Lobster. I sold cars, never sold cars before, but I got my first break right before the Parenthood, Robert Townsend show, The Parenthood. I wrote and produced that. After that, I wrote for Moesha. You guys might have read Moesha. I wrote and produced Girlfriends. Some of you guys have seen Girlfriends. And after that, I wrote for over a dozen sitcoms. House of Pain, Meet the Browns. Are We There Yet? Let's Stay Together, Read Between the Lines. Working on a show now called Man and Wife with David and Tamela Mann. And I've sold some shows, and I've just been a sitcom and TV writer, man, for the last 20 years.
Wow. So to speak on that, you really brought up a lot of successful shows. It seems like something like Girlfriends. What's the schedule like on that, man? Is it like a team situation? Is it like, how is that being a part of that kind of a big show?
That's a good question. When you're writing for TV, for a sitcom, you're writing collaboratively. So you're writing with a lot of people. Depending on the budget, it might be about from 5 to 10 to even 15 writers on some of the bigger shows that have bigger budgets. And so when you're writing a feature film, typically you're writing by yourself. But when you're writing for TV, it's a collaborative effort. So imagine if this was a TV room, it would be a big table, and all the writers would be sitting around the table. It would be a lot of food, a lot of free food on that table, but you want to be putting in a lot of hours, and you would just come up with ideas. You would pitch ideas from the time you got there, from the time you leave. When I wrote for Girlfriends, for example, Mara Brocker Kill, you guys might know her, she created Girlfriends, she created The Game and a bunch of other shows, Being Mary Jane. She would say, go home, everybody come back with 10 ideas. So imagine if it's 10 writers, everybody come with 10 ideas.
Right.
That's 100 ideas for the next day.
You just fizzle it down.
So we will go through the ideas and figure out which ones were good, which ones weren't not so good, and we would kind of map out the season, and then each writer would get assigned a script, and we would go off and write, and all writing is rewriting. So you're writing for TV, you get a lot of notes from the producers, from the network, from the studio, and you keep writing and writing and writing, and you get it right before you give it to the actors, and then we shoot it and put it on TV, and that's when you get your final product.
Okay, good. Now, is it a specific way to approach a studio or a TV station as far as shopping yourself as a writer? Is there a specific format you want to use or tactic that you recommend going in?
Absolutely. As a writer, you create. So whenever you put that pen in that pad, well, obviously now everybody's with that keyboard, right. You're actually typing, you create that. You get created by a credit. So, it's a simple process. I mean, it's not an easy process, but it's simple. If you want to write for television, you have to have what they call a spec script. Spec script. Because you're writing on speculation, meaning you're writing it for free. You're not getting paid for it. But that's your writing sample. Because when you're an actor, you need a what? A headshot.
Right.
You say you act, you come to me, I'm going to say, okay, cool. Let me see a reel. Let me see something you've done. Let me see a headshot. If you say you don't have a headshot, and you say you never acted before, then you're not an actor. You're just talking about being an actor. Not saying you can't act, but you got to take the steps to do it. Right. So as a writer, if Tyler Perry or someone walked in here right now, and you ran into him on the elevator in this mall, and you say, hey, I'm a writer, first thing he's going to say is, if he has any openings, you got a writing sample? Let me see what you can do. They're not going to hire you just because you say you're good.
Right.
So then you need a spec script. So a spec script is a script you would write on an existing TV series that's on air now, preferably a popular show. Because the people who are going to read that script, they want to know who what's on TV, what's being Modern Families of the world, or the Blackishes of the world, or Two Broke Girls, shows that are really popular that's in society now. And they want to see, can you write that script? If you can write that script, then you most likely can write the show that they're having.
Gotcha. Almost like a demo kind of.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is.
Gotcha.
You know?
And what ways do you kind of increase your, you kind of having writer's block? How do you brainstorm on your own? If you have to, like you said, when she came in and said, "Listen, Lamont, I need these 10 fresh ideas." Like, oh, shit, nothing. Like, how do you,
And I get ideas from you guys, really.
Okay.
Almost everything I write, and I think what most people write, comes from a real place. Most sitcoms, most TV shows you watch, the reason why you can relate to them because you say, man, my family does that, my mom does that. I do the same thing. Quick story, I went to Chick-fil-A, true story, about 5 years ago. I went to Chick-fil-A and they had a sign on the door that said Daddy Daughter Day. I had no idea what Daddy Daughter Day meant, no idea. But I knew it was something that dads, I assume, would go to Chick-fil-A on a Saturday, buying with the daughters, and I was to eat some Chick-fil-A. My agent called and said they were looking for new writers for, he said looking for writers for Are We There Yet, right? And so I had to go to LA and pitch some story ideas. So I thought about that Chick-fil-A incident. So I went to them and I pitched a story about the dad and daughter not going to Chick-fil-A, but taking the daughter out on a date. But she's about 15 to show her how she should be treated when a guy takes her out on a date. So kind of a bonding experience between the dad and the daughter, which kind of came from obviously that whole Chick-fil-A situation. So, make a long story short, they liked that idea. Obviously, we had to manipulate it, but they brought it, and it was one of the highest rated episodes that I wrote for Are We There Yet, which came from that Chick-fil-A. So that $6 meal that I brought came a big payday, from Chick-fil-A. I mean, from Are We There Yet?
So now look, before you started, there's a lot more venues for TV series. There's all kind of, cable shows, online shows. So it has let me ask you this, has the pool for these guys who want to get in, is it widening? Is it getting smaller? What does it mean?
It's definitely widening. Sorry to cut you off, but it's definitely widening. But when I started out, and I'm not that old. I know y'all might think I'm not that old, but I'm older than a lot of people here. When I started out in the business, there was no internet. There was no internet. So it was, you shot something, you shot a short film, or you created something, you got it on VHS. Where you going to show it? At your grandma's house on doing a family reunion or something. You can take it to a film festival. But now you can literally shoot something today, put it online, and potentially get 1 million viewers tomorrow. Right. So with the Netflix, with Amazon, with all the outlets out there, other than just the network and cable outlets, there's a lot of venues. So they're looking for content.
Okay.
And they're looking for content, so it's wide open. But it's not an easy business. But I tell people in the entertainment business as a writer, if you want to work here at Microsoft, you can come here, you'll fill out an application, you'll get a job here. If you want to leave here, you can go work for another store in this mall or somewhere around this city. When you're writing for TV or film, as we know, those doors are closed. They have on big walls around Hollywood for a reason. It's not easy. They don't advertise those jobs. Right. So you have to really go out on your own and create. Right. Now tell people, before and while you're here in Atlanta or wherever you're from, you got to create. Build up from where you are, and then they'll come to you. So whether that is with the internet, whether you're shooting something, or they're creating, whether you're acting, you're directing, go out and direct. People shoot movies with cell phones nowadays. Yeah. So it's no excuse.
Now, what would you tell yourself, when you first started, that now? You had to know, what would you tell yourself, when you said you've been in the game for 20 years, what would you tell yourself that now to go back and say, don't do this, or, make sure you do that?
I would tell myself, get a job at the post office. Don't do it. No, I'm just joking. But now, I would say, at least for me, I would, because I'm a comedy writer. I've written for sitcoms, that's what I do. I'm a stand-up comedian as well. But also, I'm a storyteller. And so I do other genres. So early on, if I could have changed anything, if I could look in the future, I would have started writing early on more drama.
Really?
As well as comedy. But one thing about the Hollywood, they try to pigeon-hole you.
Right.
If you do sitcoms, they're like, are you a sitcom writer? You funny. And you do dramas, that's all you do is drama. You can't be funny, but that's what you do. But as we know, we're more than just that. We laugh, we cry, we do all of that.
That's right.
So, and I'm writing dramas now. I'm writing an animated feature. So I would have done a lot of that early on. So when you came to the table, you know, when you're looking to sell stuff, you would have had more in your arsenal opposed to just comedy.
Yeah.
You can say, oh yeah, I got drama, I got this, I got a soap opera, I got this, I got that. You know, just because at the end of the day, at least for me, it might speak for everybody, I'm a storyteller.
Right.
So I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna make you laugh, I'm gonna make you cry, you know, what have you. But at the end of the day, I'm telling stories. So that's what I would do. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Final thing, what would you tell, you know, any final advice for up and coming writers, you know, anyone in the, not just writers, but you know, DPs, filmmakers, whatever, that's trying to get in this industry? One final word of advice.
I would say that, you know, if we want to continue telling our stories, you know, especially, and I'm African Americans, but in general, you gotta create. You gotta want to do it. It's not an easy business. You can't give up. You know, I mean, Samuel Jackson. You know, he didn't get. I think his first starring role in the movie when he first acted on, he was over 40 years old.
Right.
So you know, you can't give up. You know, and perseverance is the key. But I would say you have to have the tools. I mean, so many people who want to write, who want to direct, but they haven't done it. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you a job to do it.
Right.
You can go out and do it. Yes, ma'am.
Do you need an agent?
Do I need an agent?
Yeah.
Are you an agent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess you mean, do you need an agent to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm thinking, do I need an agent? That's a great question. She said, do you need an agent? No, you don't. It would help because agents can open up doors that you cannot open, but even though I have an agent, I never wait for him to give me a job. You know, I'm constantly networking, constantly writing and creating and putting stuff out there myself. Agents are there. If you can't open up a door, he or she can hopefully open that door for you, but they have other clients and you can't. If I stayed home and just waited for him to get a job for me, I'd be waiting, you know, forever. So I would say, you know, go out on your own, do it yourself, and the doors will open up. If you're talented enough and you have perseverance and you're determined, you definitely will open up doors.
Cool. Good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys. Appreciate
it.
Take care.